Yo, what's going on? I wanted to talk about the debate, but for what? Waste of time. The highlight of the debate was when Donald Trump said that they're immigrants eating people's pets. And I was sitting there on my couch and I was sitting there laughing like, man, Donald Trump is off the hook. And I know some of you all are going to be like, man, what he said is outlandish. But it's not really outlandish. It's really not far-fetched. To be real with you, some of you all that lived in the hood, you know for a fact that if you ate at Chang Wang's kitchen, you ate ruff, ruff, and meow, meow before. That's why when he said it, I started laughing and I got serious. I was like, yeah, I remember eating General Tso's chicken. It didn't really taste like chicken. Beef and broccoli, it really didn't taste or look like beef and broccoli. Real talk. And overall, the debate, yeah, you know, Donald Trump had his funny moments. We already knew that he was going to say something out of the way. We already knew that Kamala Harris had something to prove and she was going to be solid. But all jokes aside, the reality of it is these two people are running to be your next president. And whoever becomes the next president will be able to determine your fate, your future for the next 4 years. That's how important this thing is. And my response to that is, no man or woman should have that much power over your life. That's real talk. I look at the President of the United States as well as Congress, House of Representatives and the Senators. I don't look at them as being the proper representation of the people. I think that they're nothing but middlemen that need to be exited out. That if we didn't have corporations and a government, corporations plural, and a government like the ones that we have, and it was really about the people and the power was in the people, that we wouldn't need corruption, capitalism, and all of the fucking shit that corporations and this crazy ass government brings to the table. They claim that we need them because they provide services for us. Poor services, like the health industry, where I have to have insurance in order to be seen. And due to how good or bad of a coverage my health insurance cover, I got to pay out. And if I don't have insurance at all, a hospital has the right in certain states to deny me. Whether I got a bullet hole in my ass or not. It's like what I see companies and corporations have done, as well as the government of this land that we're on. They are the cause of the problems. So they cause problems and then they come in with the solutions. It's real shit. Thus leads this question. Were we born to pay bills? At least that's what we've been taught. That's supposed to be the American way. That once you get older, you're responsible for your own bills. And that if you fail in life, it's not the government fault. It's not corporations. It's not the corporation's fault. It's yours. Real shit. even though we've bailed out several corporations. We could go down the line. J.P. Morgan, Freddie Mae, and Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac. Freddie Mac and whatever them damn the house and shit is. Airlines, banks, the list goes on. Whenever these corporations need a bailout, they can rely on us, the American citizens. We use our tax-paying money to get them out of a bind. But when it's the other way around, when American people need to eat, they need simple necessities like food, shelter, and clothing, you don't get no handouts. None. Even when you're suffering or going through a pandemic where you can't even work and everything is shut down, yeah, you'll get a stimulus check, but after that, guess what? You got to pay that shit back. That's what we're going through. Well, for the first 2 years when they let us out, that's what we was going through. That's the reason why I believe, in my opinion, that hyperinflation went up, because they had to make that money back. They had to get their money back. All the money that they gave us. You got to be wary of the government. They just don't give you free handouts. That's not how it works. Real talk. Now, they've gotten their money back and then some. Now, it's just all a game. They're just going up on prices because everybody's just bitching and complaining, but ain't nobody really putting forth action. The way you put these companies and corporations in check is you stop buying their shit. You let them know just how much they need you and not the other way around. That's real talk. That at the end of the day, we weren't meant to pay bills. We weren't born to pay bills. We were born to live, and that's it. Because the reality of it is, I don't need any of these. We don't need Wendy's. We don't need fast food restaurants. We don't need grocery stores. We don't need any of this shit. We want them. For some people, we want to have those things because that's a convenience. Some people don't like cooking. Some people like eating out because they don't feel like cooking. But at the end of the day, if you know how to cook, you can cook. You know how to grow your own food? If you don't, you can learn. We don't need them. They need us. Why do you need a government to govern over you? Aren't you an adult? Aren't you capable of thinking for yourself as well as your family? Why do we feel that we need them? And in actuality, we don't. It's all a game. It's all a game. And I'm tired of playing the game. And this is the reason why I'm doing these videos. That's the reason why I'm spitting these joints out. Because I'm tired of playing the game. And I want to know, how many people are tired of playing the game? How many people are tired of paying for water when you don't have to? I ain't never seen no white man create water ever in my life. That's real shit. The reason why they shut down Nikola Tesla is because of the fact that he was trying to provide free electricity for everyone. And he got that from the ancient Chemedians. They shut him down. There's no way in the world we can make money off of free electricity, free energy. I don't understand why we are falling for the bullshit. There ain't no such thing as no Del Monte banana. Grocery stores shouldn't be selling food. You ain't providing no service for me. Mother Earth provides all the service that I need when it comes to my food. Ain't no such thing as a Chiquita banana. Real shit. And when you listen to the word phonetically, it's grocery store. What do you hear? Gross. Gross. Because Listen, the grocery store is in, they all are in the whole thing of making money. That's what it's all about. It's the food industry. And that's how they get their money. They can't have people out here growing their own food because that's in direct competition. You're a competitor. So what has to happen is we have to make sure that the American people are dependent on us. We have to make sure that the American people are depending on government, depending on corporations. We want to make sure that the American people depend on us to think for them. We want to make sure that the American people depend on us to educate their children. Straight up. That's the biggest trick that they pulled on us. Is that in order to live, you got to pay bills. Which one are you going to do? Make up your mind. Either you're going to pay bills or you're going to live. But some people will say, man, part of living, life is paying bills. That's something that you have to do. Well, let me ask you this. For some of you all that's religious, did Jesus have to pay a light bill? If you're not religious, we'll look at it like this. Ancient civilizations such as the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Comedians, and ancient Sumer, the Sumerians, did they have to pay a light bill, a water bill? Did they have to pay Duke Energy? That's my energy provider, whatever you want to call it. Duke Energy. Did they have to pay a light bill? Did they have to pay Duke Energy? Straight up. And to my understanding, Jesus he wasn't with corporations and government and all the rest of that shit. He was a rebel. He was a revolutionary. Have you read the story of him properly? I just want to know, why is it that we give these people so much power and dominion over our lives? I just want to know that. That's real talk, man. And I'll do any and everything to gain back as much freedom as I can till the day that I die. Because I'm tired of living like this. And I know some people will say, well, man, it's like that around the world. Have you been around the world? I mean, I'm talking about to every country, city, town, acre, each acre of land. Have you been everywhere? And if you have, and if it's like that around the world, then it needs to change. Because no one or group of people should have that much power over millions and billions of people. Not no corporation, government, no type of entity should have that much power and control over people, where you have to pay. You got to pay your taxes. For what? Don't tell me that, the regular shit that people tell me. You know what I'm saying? It was infrastructure in America to build highways, roads, and public, help the public school system and building schools and this and that and so forth. Let me tell you something. Here in Charlotte, our bridges are fucked up. Our roads are fucked up. So I'm just trying to understand, what are you saying? Follow the paper trail. And you'll see most of the bridges and highways and shit in America are fucked up. So where's the money going? is the question. We got the North Carolina lottery, and they say that a certain percentage of the money goes towards public schools. Well, I could give you a few schools in the hood where they'll tell you for a fact where is it going? It got to be going to specific schools, not to the hoods. It got to be going to the schools that may want the money, not to the schools that need the money. Now, at the end of the day, if you have lack of resources, no matter where you're at, that's what the government is there for. It's supposed to govern over the people. And if you lack resources, the government's supposed to come in and take care of that. That's what the government is there for. Not to send our money over there to Ukraine and then over there to Israel. Straight up. Make me understand it. Make me understand why you believe that we're born to pay bills. Because at the end of the day, it's a distraction to me. I got other shit to worry and think about. Like my life's purpose, which is way more important than getting Duke Energy rich, Charlotte Mecklenburg Utilities, which is the place I pay my water bill to, America's Home for Rent, and the likes. Real shit. That's real shit. I'm not even making this up. I'm being dead ass serious. If someone really were to ask me, are you serious about that shit? Do you really think that there are other things way more important than paying bills? Because paying bills is part of life. No. They got you fucked up in the game. I ain't got to pay for shit. Not a goddamn thing. That's real shit. Well, you must not want nothing in life. You must not want to be anything. You're far from my truth to say that. Yeah, I want to be the best. I want to be all that I can be. And I can't be that serving two masters. And what I mean by that is either I'm going to have to get over here and be a servant to the United States of America, spelled with 3 Ks, and these corporations, or I'm going to have to be a servant, or I'm going to have to be a servant to myself because I'm my own master. And don't tell me that, man, that ain't gonna never happen. Yeah, that may not ever happen for you. Definitely gonna happen to me. I don't care if I gotta live on an island and it ain't nothing but me, myself, and I, and that's it. I gotta live under a tree, and that's my house. I'm gonna find some peace of mind somewhere, somehow, somewhere. Cause this paying bills and running this gerbil wheel and just running, and then my peers are telling me, yo, things ain't working out for you because you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that. You need to run faster. And then once you get out of that gerbil wheel, you got to jump into another one. That's the problem. You ain't got 2 jobs. You ain't got 3 jobs, and you ain't invested inside of corporations that don't give a flying fuck about you. Those are the ones that's causing the problems. Don't you understand? When you invest in corporations, those are the ones that's causing the problems. So you are investing in a problem and not the solution. When you invest in yourself, that's the solution to the problem. That companies and corporations as well as governments need you more than you need them. Don't you understand that? Don't you understand that they don't want to see someone such as myself and others that's in shape, that really care about themselves, that know that health is wealth? If you want to be inspired and motivated, look no further than the children that you have brought into an existence, because they are not what? They haven't been assimilated. Their brains have not been tapped into. They haven't been controlled. And children have a sense of imagination and they dream. And there's no glass ceiling to their dreams. That's the problem with adults. They grow up and they think that they're being responsible because they're taking care of someone else. They think that they're being stable. But the only reason why you think that you're stable is because the powers that be want you to be stable. They want you to have stability. Stability into consistently paying and contributing towards your own demise in the form of this chaotic government that we have, in the form of these corporations that we patronize. Every time you walk in a Target, every time you walk in a Walmart, you are contributing towards your own problem. That is not a service provided. They're not providing any service for you, and if it is, it's bad service. They keep on upping up the prices. They're selling you now fake food, genetically modified food. It's a food industry. And they have a profit margin. And they have shareholders, stockholders that they have to answer to. They do not have to answer to the consumer. Hey, listen, you remember back in the days they said the customer's always right? They don't say that anymore. They don't give a fuck about the customer. They call us up there in Capitol Hill useless meat eaters. That's what they call us. They truly believe that we're stupid. And to a certain extent, I'm starting to believe it. Because we have constantly invested in a lie. Constantly done it. Don't realize that every time we invest in a lie, we shoot ourselves in the foot. Every 4 years, we invest ourselves in a lie. Every 4 years. Ain't changed yet. If you feel as though that you born to pay bills, man, you are truly a slave. I keep on saying that. Something is really wrong with you. Because when I look at my life, I say to myself, I'm not born to pay bills. And I'm not going to pass that on to my children, like these companies and corporations and governments. Foul, chaotic, negative governments want me to. They want me to obey and be docile and never ask questions. That's what they want me to do. And I refuse to do it. Because I have my own mind. And if I do it and someone else tells me to do it, that's me not having my own mind. I might as well walk around here with my head cut off. What's the point of having a brain when you're not even using it? We are all individuals having the power of thought, individual thought. And we all have a right to live the way that we want to live. And we should not have to pay for our necessities, which is food, shelter, and clothing. That is a crime within itself, especially when you don't own anything. The government, these companies, corporations, all they do is steal. No one owns the land. Really. So if someone owns the land, if you want to say the Indians own the land, if you want to say the indigenous people of this land own the land, or the people that came over here and invaded it own the land, or colonized it own the land, who did they buy it from? And what did they buy it? Who did they buy it from? And what currency did they use to buy it with? Last time I checked, we are finite beings. And based on how long this earth has been here, this earth is infinite compared to finite beings. How do you own something that came before you? that existed before you. How is that? The earth is not a part of you. You are part of the earth. If it weren't for the earth and the sun, you would not exist. So no one, in conclusion, no one owns this planet. No one owns the water. No one owns the trees, the animals. No one owns this shit. And if you want to joke and say, well, damn, man, Langston, man, he off the hook. It sounds like he want us just to walk around butt naked, you know, just plucking apples off the tree and just living free. Sound better than paying bills, my nigga. Straight up. If we walking around here having leaves over our private parts, you won't have to go to the store and buy these damn Fruit of the Loom t-shirts. These shits is expensive. I thought I was, seriously, I was like, you know what, man, fuck all of this bullshit. I'm gonna go ahead and just, fuck name brands and all the rest of that shit. I'm just gonna start wearing Fruit of the Loom t-shirts and just call it a day. Even these shits are expensive. Hanes and Fruit of the Loom t-shirts are expensive now. But it definitely curved the whole low self-esteem and insecurities in a person if they were walking around with just a leaf over their damn private parts. But I see the error in man as well as in women. So eventually, you have people, they wouldn't settle for that. They would just be like, yo, man, shit, I'm going to start wearing a leaf over my private part that says Prada on it. Like, I just know that eventually human beings are you'll have a utopia, and then human beings will manage to fuck it up. Because corporations are nothing but a conglomeration of people. Governments are nothing but a conglomeration of people that govern over other people. So the people that's fucking us over are people. You don't see this type of fuckery in the animal kingdom. Lions kill what they eat. No more than that. Human beings kill and eat some of the shit and waste the rest, while there's other human beings out there starving to death. How could you put a price on food? How could you just make up some currency out of the thin air? Fiat note, 75% cotton, 25% linen, and stamp a dead person on it. Some of those dead people own slaves. Some of the most foul motherfuckers on the planet, like George Washington, Andrew Jackson, you put them on your fiat note. So every time I come out of my pocket and I see Jackson or Washington on it, I know that somewhere down the line, either they owned one of my ancestors or someone else that looked like me ancestors. The nerve. So, yeah, I'm not an anarchist. I'm just saying, we're not meant to pay bills. And sooner than later, I'm about to say, fuck these bills and just live life. And if it is with me walking on an island, balls flowing in the wind, bearded out, gray nose hairs, gray and gray hairs coming out of my ear, then so be it. And so be it. That's where I'm at now. For real. That's where America has gotten me. I'm tired of paying fucking bills. This is not my life's purpose. And for you young people, I'm gonna end it with this. You on the right track. Never stop believing in yourself and never stop dreaming. Because if and when you do, you ain't gonna be no different from your father and your mother that goes to work and is tired of working, and you tired of doing it. You keep on talking about it, but you don't want to do anything about your problem. For real. And that's pure insanity. When you continue to do the same thing, expecting different results. That plain and simple. Other than that, I'm out.